Hello, creativepreneurs! Welcome to another edition of the Laughingbird Create A Scene series. In this all-new collection, we've got 3 awesome sets of graphics for you. The Creature Feature Horror Show, where you can create creepy and spooky scenes for your social media accounts or just for fun. It's got ghosts and monsters and all kinds of scary creatures. Next, we've got the Fantasy Island set. Magical backgrounds, mystical elements, and all kinds of mythical creatures to use. And then we have my favorite set, the Alien Worlds collection. You'll be able to create scenes with aliens, planets, space backgrounds, and all kinds of sci-fi images. And you don't need Photoshop or anything like Illustrator. These are all meant to be used with the Graphics Creator by Laughingbird Software. It's all included free with each collection. Here, let's get into it. Let me show you how this all works. Okay, the first thing we want to do is launch the Graphics Creator by Laughingbird Software. So I'm going to launch it on my desktop. This is software that you can use on Macs and Windows. And we're going to position the window here. Now this is a template set that came with it. This particular template set does not come with the Create A Scene series. So I'm going to start the whole thing off with a blank canvas by going to File, New Design. Okay, and then I'm going to set the canvas rectangular so I can play around with this. So that's pretty good. And then I'm going to position everything so I can see all of my graphics. Now I'm on a Mac, and you can also, of course, position your windows on your Windows machine. Okay, so let's start off with the cool Alien World collection. Now, the cool thing about this whole template set and all the Create A Scene series is that you can literally drag the images from your desktop onto the canvas. Okay, so it's easy to see all of your graphics here. And you can just drag it onto the canvas. So let's go through the Create A Scene sci-fi alien worlds first. So inside we have backgrounds, there are buildings, we have a million characters. Okay, not a million. Let me just scroll down really quick so you can see all of the cool creatures that you'll be able to use with this template, with this graphics set. We have close encounters roads. What does that mean? Here, let me show you real quick. Open it up, and we can take a road like this, drag it onto the canvas, and stretch it to make it big. Okay, and then I'm gonna back up. I'm using my keyboard keys to back up a little bit. And then I'm gonna go to backgrounds, and I'm gonna find a space scene. Let's try, I don't know, to make this a quick video, let's do, here, this one's good, okay? I'm gonna drag this onto the canvas, and I'm going to make it really big, about like this, and then send it to the back. Okay, so I just got the sky. Then I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna back up a little bit and go to the spaceships, okay? And I'm going to select all really quick, I'm sorry to do this, and go sort by name so I can see these better. And I'm going to scroll down, I can drag an alien, here let's just try this, an alien spacecraft like that. Or let's try this one, or let's try, got so many of them, here this is it. And we're gonna tilt it, and then we'll go back into the Close Encounters roads and take this car, and he is stopped at his tracks because of this, because of what he's seeing. And we can make this even funnier. Let's make the car smaller, like that. Let's take this, make it smaller like this. We're gonna go over here, since I'm already doing this, so I'm just gonna keep working at it, to lighting effects, and we're gonna find a beam of light that I know I created. Is that the right one? No, that's more of a sparkle. We don't want that one. We want a beam of light, so let's try this one. No, not quite what we want, but it's almost there. Let's try this one. It's kind of hard to see because it's on white on white. Here we go. Beam of light. We're gonna send it a little further back, and then because I made these, I know what the characters are, but you can just look around and kind of just mix and match and play with all of this. I'm going to come up here and try and find here, like right here, these guys. Let's make them small. And this car is seeing something that he shouldn't be seeing. There we go, close encounters. Okay, how about we get even more creative? Let's take away the car. Let's move these guys out of the way. And now we're gonna find aliens that have already come down to Earth. Can use him. And when you put a character onto a background like this, we can pop over to I have a folder called Shadows. And you can go to Shadows, and in the Shadows, you can kind of make it look a little bit more realistic by dropping a shadow. There we go. And we also have more characters like astronauts. He's floating in, well, that's cool. He's floating in space. And then we have foregrounds, and we can actually drop in land for the astronaut to land in. And now he's on the planet, and he's just lost. We can bring waterfalls and really cool things that this alien planet has. So let's see what other kind of backgrounds we have. Here, built-in planet. To the back. Pretty cool. And then we'll come up here to the spaceships again. There's somebody on his tail. Okay, you got the idea. You can just keep playing, and there's so many cool things in the sci-fi pack. Let's go now to the Creature Feature Horror Show. So opening this folder up, you're gonna find a whole bunch of very cool elements. Scary backgrounds. And what you can do in the scary backgrounds is bring them over onto the canvas, resize it, then come up here to the characters and creatures, where we have a whole bunch of really scary, creepy creatures, like aliens again, when they came down from the last template set. We have bugs crossing the street. We have zombies coming at you. We can even come up here to mist and smoke. So here's something I know this is cool. You can experiment with this. And we can stretch it and make it a little smaller. And then, so that's cool. It might be too much, so I'm gonna come over here. Whoops, wait, I'm gonna come over here to image format, and I'm gonna set the opacity down just a little bit. Cool. So, got the zombies coming at you. We have Snow White zombies coming down the street. And not just zombies, we have werewolves. And if you don't want this background, let's try another background just to show you that we have a whole bunch. And then we have landscaping elements in the foreground area where we can have trees. And what you want to do is make it really big so it's kind of like in the foreground. And he's behind a tree and he's behind the smoke, so it makes it a really cool 3D scene. And then of course you can add some text to it. Insert text. I have lots of tutorials on what to do with the text for the graphics creator, so check the links down below or somewhere around this video for all the information on the other videos I've done. There you go, something like that. These graphic sets are great for ads, they're great for social media accounts. You just have to find the right backgrounds. Scary backgrounds. Let's go do something like, here, let's get rid of this background. Bring a nice sunny meadow into the scene. Doesn't look too scary right now, does it? No, it doesn't, but, well, now it does. Okay, let's keep that tree there, it's cool. Let's get rid of Werewolf Man. And we're gonna try and do, oh, here you go, this is my favorite. Let's use him. There you go, how's that for scary? Okay, before I get carried away with this, as I always do, let's delete these guys. And now, let's go back to the main area, and now we're gonna look at the Fantasy Island Create A Scene set. Okay, this is a cool one, I love it. Open it up, and we have backgrounds. Lots of really, really cool backgrounds. We have cartoony-like backgrounds as well as realistic backgrounds. Okay? Lots and lots of excellent images to choose from. So let's come up here to a background, and I'm going to drag this onto it. And let's make it big to fill up the scene here. And then I'm gonna backtrack up to, we have castles and characters. I'm gonna go look at foregrounds really quick. And in the foregrounds area, we have a whole bunch of really cool foreground elements that you put in the foreground. For example, this one, I'll drag it over. And now we have a mixture of realistic and cartoony elements. Or if not that one, we can put this one here and just drag it to the foreground. It doesn't really work, it's more of a mountain, so we keep goofing around with it. We can have these in the foreground. There, that's kind of cool. We have semi-realistic in the foreground, and then these trees in the background. If you don't want the trees, let's come back to the backgrounds, and let's find a realistic background now, a watercolor painting. Let's see what that looks like. I just sit here for hours and just kind of see what things look like. Yeah, that's kind of cool, kind of cool. Or we go into a fantasy land of all green. Make it bigger and position it how I want it, and then always send it to the back. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Now let's come up here to the characters. And oh, here's a nice green, blue-green thing right here. Giant hummingbird. Let's get rid of the hummingbird, and we'll come up back here to get some more characters. We have trolls and statues that you can put into the background. Mermaids and dragons. And oh, this is not going to turn out good. Or we have mystical witches, and she's here. She needs to be on more of a nighttime area. So let's delete this, and we'll drag that and put that into the back. Get rid of the grass. Then I'm gonna come up backwards here, and I'm gonna look at smoke and sparkles. If you come over here, if I organize this before I turn on the video, sorry about that, you guys. And we can do, these are all sparkle elements. So now she's blue, so I have a blue sparkle element here that I know I made, and I'm gonna bring it over here and bring it so it's glowing. The element's glowing. Let's get rid of all this and bring this guy over. And then sometimes the background, yeah, that's really cool. The background can be faded a little bit. So if you click on the background and go to image format, you can fade it so that the foreground stands out more. And we also have lots of really cool things like floating islands. Island here, which is really cool. I love these. Floating island, and then come over here to the either a castle. Oh, here's a castle that's floating in itself like that. Or you can add things on top of the floating islands, like the old lady in the shoe, and come up here to characters and just keep dragging and dropping hundreds and hundreds of elements onto the canvas to make really beautiful scenes. And then if you happen to get all three of these in one, sky's the limit with what you can create. The Laughingbird Create A Scene series. Get it today. You're gonna love it.